Hello, everyone. So today I'm going to do a virtually impossible thing, that is to tell you about my very broad and substantial doctoral research study in just 3 minutes. So wish me luck. My research study focuses on the employment experiences of teachers of English as an additional language, or EAL teachers, teaching adults in BC, Canada, as well as their professional identity formation. So now you may ask me, why do we need this research? Why do we need to know about the identities of EAL teachers? Well, you'd be surprised, but there is currently only about a couple studies focusing on EAL teachers teaching adults in Canada and none of them in BC. So we know little to none about this quite marginalized group of individuals. How do I know that they are marginalized? Well, I myself worked as an EAL teacher for more than 10 years before starting my PhD program. Moreover, past studies mostly focused on the language aspect of identity, by, for example, putting EAL teachers into such categories as native versus non-native. However, in my research, I argue that if we put teachers in the predetermined categories, we fail to consider the multiple, intersectional, and conflicting nature of identity holistically. We can't view EAL teachers as a homogeneous group where their experiences are only affected by their native or non-native status. Language can be separated from other identity categories or contexts, such as, for example, race, ethnicity, location, nation state, etc. And therefore, only by looking through the complex intersections of these categories, we can see the diversity of EAL teacher identities and how their lived experiences can be both similarly and differently impacted by broader contexts, such as, for example, race and location. Let me tell you about one of my research participants, Vera, who immigrated to Canada, an EAL teacher who immigrated to Canada about 20 years ago. So if we look at Vera only from the language perspective, we could view her as a non-native EAL teacher. However, if we look through the intersections of race and location, we could see that Vera is a white non-native EAL teacher living and working in Canada. Vera herself acknowledges that as a white person, white immigrant, she does have privileges. You'd be surprised, but many EAL students still expect their Canadian EAL teacher to be white, blonde, and blue-eyed. However, at the same time, Vera still feels that due to her accented English and non-native status, she is not a good enough EAL teacher, despite living and working here for more than 20 years. Therefore, in my research, I argue that only through looking at the complex intersections of all these categories, such as, for example, race and location, we could see the complex process of EAL teacher identity formation. That's all. Thank you.